Let's start with a very simple Python program. First of all, where can you write and execute your Python programs? Well, here we are going to use a software that is already installed for you on the Raspberry Pi operating system. This software is called Thonny. So you can simply start it. You click here on the menu and then programming, and you select here Thonny Python IDE. So this will start the IDE, and actually the first thing you're going to do is click here, switch to regular mode, okay, because this is a very simplified view, maybe a little bit too simplified, and we are going to switch to regular mode. So you can click here, click on OK, and then you can close it and reopen it again. Okay, and it's much better now. So basically it's the same thing, but you have like the menu bar here and a few more options that we are going to use. So this software right here is a great tool where you can write Python code, save a Python program into a file, and also run and debug your programs. It is very handy because setting up Python with the environment can be quite tricky. Here, nothing to do, just open up Thonny and you are good to go. We are first going to look at the bottom part here, named the shell. If you ever close it by mistake here, for example, I click here, the shell is gone. What I just need to do is click on View and click on Shell, and the shell is back again. This shell part is an already configured Python environment where you can simply run any Python command you want and it will be executed right away. Let's go ahead and do a basic hello world program. So what we want to do is simply to print some text. You can use the already existing print function from Python to print any text you want. So you can type print and then you open up a parenthesis. You can use quotes, okay, because we are going to provide a string, okay, so you can open a quote and let's say, for example, hello Raspberry Pi. So you end the quote and you close the parenthesis. Now what you can do is press enter, and as you can see we have hello Raspberry Pi. So what happened here is that in this Python environment here, you have executed that command. So the Python interpreter will actually get that command. Now it has to print something, and that thing is what you've provided inside the parenthesis here, and it will print it in the terminal. What you can do is also click on the up arrow from your keyboard, okay, and that will bring the last command you've executed. So if you want to execute again, you can just use the up arrow and execute that line again. Now you could create entire programs like that on the shell, but as soon as you close the shell, your program will be gone. So what we're going to do from now on is to write the Python program into a file, so we can save the file, reopen the file, and also run it. And to do that, it's very simple. Here you have a text editor panel, okay, where you can simply write all of your Python lines, okay, all of the Python commands, and then from that file you are going to be able to run it and see the result in the shell right here. So let's simply write a print command here. So in that print command, I'm going to say hello RPI like this. It's just changing the string. And now to execute it, so if I press enter here, well, basically I can have as many lines as I want in my program, okay? So to be able to execute it, we are going to click here on this play button. And the first thing it will do is to ask you to save the file, okay? It will ask you to save the file before you can execute it. So what we can do here maybe is to get organized and go to documents. Okay, so first you are in your home directory here, which is Pi directory because it's the Pi username. So you go to document and let's create a new folder by clicking here let's name it Python programs. Okay, so you are in your Python programs folder, and let's name this file hello world.py. Okay, so the Python file will have .py extension. Okay, you must have all your Python file have this extension, otherwise it will not be recognized as a Python file. And then for the name of the file, don't put any space. Okay, don't write a name like that, hello space world. If you want to put space, what you can do, and what I usually do, is to add a underscore here. So hello underscore world.py. So you can click on OK. That will save the file. So you can see now we have the hello world.py file saved in that directory. And now you can see on the shell here, we have the command. So this is from the Thonny IDE, run hello world.py, and the string here hello RPI that we've asked to print from that command. Great, so the result between this and that is the exact same result, but here we have, of course, a file, and I can run it again if I want. Okay, I can just run it as many times as I want. I can also here go back to the previous command with the up arrow, okay, run hello world, and it will run the program again. And well, that's pretty much it. Great, you can now use Python to print something on the screen, and you are able to even save the file so you can reuse it later. And of course, you can write as many commands as you want. We could totally add another print, let's say ABC. Okay, and let's print it. Let's run the script. You can see we have hello, RPI, and ABC. So when you use print multiple times, it will go back to a new line every time, as you can see here. Also, you can have empty lines. As you can see, I have 3 empty lines here. I can just remove them if I want to. I can add empty lines between different commands. It really doesn't matter. This is just about how you organize your code, okay? And of course, we are going to discuss more about that later on in this course. What you can also do is to add a comment here. So you can add a hashtag before a line, and this will comment all of the lines. So basically, as you can see here, when I add this, the line is now in light gray. And a commented line simply means that this line will not be executed. So now if I run the script, as you can see, I only have hello RPI. I don't have the ABC printed, okay? Because I have put this line as a comment. You will see that comments are very important later on when you program with any language, okay? They will make your code much easier to understand for other people and even for you when you come back to your code. So for example, we could add a comment here that says the next line will print ABC. So this is quite obvious here, but this is so you can get the feeling of how to use comments. And comments are also great when you just want to skip one line, okay? For example, if I want to skip that line from being executed, I just put a comment, I can run the script, and then if I want the line back, I just end comment this line and it's here. I don't need to delete it completely, okay? And the last thing I'm going to show you here is if you have some errors, because for now, when we run the script, everything works well, we don't have any error, but maybe, okay, let's say I forget this parenthesis here. I run the script, and as you can see, we have a syntax error. Okay, so when you have an error like that, it will be in red, and you can see the file name here, which is obviously this file over there, and also the line. So this gives you the line 4. So where is line 4? You can see that the error comes from that line, okay? And then you have an explanation that can be sometimes very explicit, sometimes not, okay? And here you can see that print ABC, the parenthesis is missing. I can also maybe have that if I forget to end the string, okay? And you can see we have a slightly different message, okay? Still in line 4. let's say instead of print, I use print, okay, because I forgot the N, then you will have an error named print is not defined. Okay, so you can have a lot of different errors in your program, and as you begin with Python, it's quite normal at the beginning to get a lot of errors like that. So when you get an error, make sure that you've correctly written all of the letters, all of the symbols in the right order, okay? Because one small modification here will just cause an error, okay? It's very easy to get errors at the beginning, but don't worry about that. It is part of the process. So great, now you can use Python to print something on the screen. This is a really good first step, okay, because we are going to use that print function a lot to debug our programs for all of the duration of the course. And now that you can use this Thonny IDE, let's continue and start with variables.